Hello, everybody. My pen name is J.R. Leilies, and I'm a indie author, which means that I do pretty much everything myself. I've been writing for 12 years now, and last year I published my first trilogy. I write sci-fi mainly, and the first series that I started is titled The Ventures of Captain Xavier. Now, the first trilogy in this series, planned for 9 books, is a prologue to the story. It kind of tells the backstory to the family of pirates that the story follows. And like I said, it's sci-fi, so these are space pirates. But anyways, I don't have an editor. I took 10 years to even get good enough to edit my own stuff to a level that I'm happy with it, and I've gotten some pretty good feedback. Um, I've had beta readers and things like that. I pay a cover artist to do my artwork because I'm no cover artist. But I do all the writing, editing myself. I do the formatting of the books. I did the print copies. I do the advertisement. I do everything almost. Well, like I said, last year I published my first trilogy, and the beta readers, I got feedback on it before I put it out, the final copies. And the first book, Diary of a Drunken Space Pirate, got the best reviews. It's a romantic tragedy. It follows the parents of my MC for the main series, and how they met, fell in love, tragedy, and it kind of puts a little backstory to the little girl. And the second book in the prologue trilogy is growing up, and growing up got decent reviews from the beta readers, but as in content was good, um, and the writing was good, but as far as touching people's souls or whatever, I didn't really get that from that novel. Like with the first book, Diary of a Drunken Space Pirate, I had one reader actually tell me that they fell in love with one of the characters, and they were pissed off at me, and they were mad and crying and da 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 da. And I was like, all right. The second book, I didn't get any of that. I said they did say it was like an emotional roller coaster, which is kind of what I do in my writing. But either way, I didn't get any fireworks kind of reviews from my beta readers on the second book. But it was my favorite book to write. And there's a lot of stuff in between the lines I feel like people aren't picking up on. And then the third book, titled Rise, is kind of the coming to age story of the main character. It's right before she like tells the story of how she gets to the point where the story starts for the main story. And the main story is supposed to start in the next book. I haven't published the next trilogy yet, and I do have 2 rough drafts for the next trilogy. So 2 books have been written, they just haven't been fixed, edited, finalized. So my next trilogy for that series should still come out. I just don't know when it's going to happen because I'm not making any money off of this. So, yeah, I had a little bit of a rough spot, and I mean, I've gotten good feedback from my beta readers, and then Anybody who's read it or whatever and talks to me has told me that they like it. But I just don't think that there's a target audience for sci-fi right now. Not at least indie authors. Like I'm gonna have to make a name with some other genre in order to even get off the ground. And like I don't just do straight up sci-fi. There's, you know, romance, action, all of it. It's slice of life or whatever. So there's anything you could think of. But anyways, I digress. I'm starting a new project. I'm gonna put that on hold. Putting my sci-fi on hold because nobody wants it. Why write it? I'll put that on hold. I'm gonna start writing a fantasy novel. Fantasy. High fantasy. There we go. That's better. Well, anyways, I've been working on this past couple days. We just have a little bit of progress. About 5 chapters in. I've edited 3. Um, Pretty happy with it. Not saying that this is the final draft or anything like that, but I'm starting to work. I'm starting to work on a fantasy novel. I know, right? Like, why not just write what you love? I like fantasy too. Fantasy's good. It's just not what I wanted to write. So, but started thinking about it, and people are more willing to give a fantasy indie author a chance. And so why not? And you know, fantasy is like bread and butter. People love it, especially when it gets, you know, those lush environments and things like that. And I just like building worlds. All right, that's what I like to do. I like to come up with these amazing worlds and the way things are supposed to work. And like if I were God, how would I make a world or whatever, you know? And I think that a lot of authors, especially fantasy and sci-fi, are that way. You know, like we're out here just creating a world, and the story just kind of develops in that world. Like at least for me, that's the way it works. So the new series, I don't even know if it's going to be a series. It might just be a trilogy. It might be more than that, whatever. I don't know. It's going to be titled Saga of the Phantom Spear and Melody Blade. Right? I don't know. Maybe kind of a screwed up title. I don't know. I do that. I just bleh. Anyways, in the title of the first book, the title of the first book in that series, I think I'm going to be going with Requited Dreams. All right. And well, anyways, I'm gonna start doing this thing. All right. And like I said, I've got books published or whatever, and so I'm gonna do some reading. Um, I'm not gonna read from my published books yet, but I plan on doing that at some point. I'm going to post videos, one chapter at a time. Um, and I'm just gonna read it to you guys and see what you guys think. Feel free to roast me or make fun of me, whatever the hell you want to do. I'm an indie author. I don't care. I'm just to the point, you know, like I'm trying to get word out there that, hey, I'm an author, and hey, I'm trying to entertain people. And I would really love to know what you guys think, even if you hate it. It's okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm probably not even my own cup of tea every day. Well, thanks for tuning in, and hope to hear from you in the comments. Bye.